Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining in. And if you're visiting me for the first time, may I request you to please subscribe, and I assure you, you will not be disappointed. Well, though my channel talks about pageantry, but it also talks about life skills. And today I thought of touching upon a very important topic, which is, I think, which has touched each and every person on this earth. So my topic today is the lessons Corona has taught me, the lessons which this pandemic has taught me. I'm sure everybody has been affected by it, maybe on a lesser extent, maybe on a bigger extent. But there is a saying which says, there is always good in every evil. I know we had to give up on a lot of things. Our birthdays, our weddings, our travel. A lot of things had to be put on hold while we are still dealing with this pandemic. But it's been a year, almost a year. And I'm sure in this isolation and while facing this pandemic, we all have our own set of lessons. So I thought, let me share with you my set of lessons. What has Corona taught me? And I hope and pray once life goes back to normal, not only I, but each and every person out there who has learnt these lessons will carry it forward in the coming future, so that life is more simplified, easy, and keeps us joyful, happy, and prepared for each and every situation which may come ahead in life. We pray nothing like this happens, but you never know. Nature is nature. So be mentally prepared for good and prepared for the worst. So what are some of the lessons Corona has taught me? First and foremost, it has taught me to live by the needs and not by the desires. You know, in this isolation, we have realized that we can survive in bare minimum, in pajamas. You don't need to have 1001 designer and branded outfits. How many of us wore it during this time? So the first lesson which Corona has taught me is to survive by the needs and not by the desires. So simplify your life. Just see what is needed and carry it forward from there. Another lesson which has taught me is that I have been affected by Corona. I was gripped by Corona. The clutches were very tight. But by God's grace, I came out of it. But that illness actually taught me that we run for followers, we run for subscribers. I know this one, I know that one, I have so many friends, I am the admin of so many groups, and we are running after people. But believe me, when you are in trouble, none of them are around. Only one or two handful of people are there, standing with you during this bad time. And believe me, those 2, 3, 4 people which you can count on your fingers would be the ones you have never ever thought that they are your friends. So the second lesson which Corona has taught me is to filter out my acquaintances and appreciate and cherish my true friends. My third lesson is that life is very unpredictable. We never know what can happen at any moment. So the third lesson is never take your life for granted. We take relationships for granted, we take situations for granted, and we take life also for granted. This is not going to happen to me. It's going to happen to XYZ. No, I don't think it can ever happen to me. But remember, life is very unpredictable. Anything can happen anytime. The biggest truth of life is it changes. It never remains constant. So when it changes, we never know. There's a very nice quote which I really love. And it says, do you know when God laughs? He laughs when you tell him your future plans. I'm not saying don't plan for future, but don't take it for granted. So life is unpredictable. That is my third lesson. My fourth lesson is that we people think we are very powerful. Human beings think we are very powerful. We can clone things. We know artificial intelligence. We had started thinking that we are gods. Our ego had gone to an extent that we were thinking that we are very, very powerful. But remember, in front of nature, we are as powerless as we can be. So never ever let your ego take over and think that you can change somebody's life, you can change your life, you can change the world. You can change the world in a good way, but you cannot be God and just take over the world. So it's very important to understand that we are humans. The fifth lesson which I have learned is that we had actually started living beyond the boundaries of this planet. We had just taken over everything. The forest, the land, the animals, the birds. We had just taken over the entire planet. Whereas we are supposed to be living with inclusion. Planet is meant for everyone. And nature slapped us and told us that remember, this planet is to be shared by everyone. There is a peace for everyone on this planet, not just for human beings. So that was, I think, my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth lesson. My sixth lesson is that we always think that society is very ruthless. People don't care about you, But I have realized now, during this pandemic, that society too has a heart. When people see you in trouble, when we saw so many migrants in trouble, when we saw so many people didn't have food on their plate, clothes to wear, so much was happening, a lot of people stepped up and they started donating. They donated, they say tan man dhan se, they donated whatever best they could donate, and now they are still donating with serum, saving so many lives. Society has a heart too. My seventh lesson is that it's taught me to untie the knots I was carrying in my life. So when so-and said this to me, so-and-so said that to me, this one hurt me, that was hurt me. We were all walking around with such a heavy baggage on our head. Baggage of hurts and baggage of resentments and baggage of anger and jealousy of no use. So it has taught me to drop that baggage and move lightly in life. There's no point carrying grudges around people. As I said, life is unpredictable. We don't know the next moment. So drop that baggage. When you are traveling with heavy baggages and you run from airport to airport, how much you curse yourself. Oh, I wish I had smaller bag. I wish I had lighter bag. Similarly, in life's journey, you need to lighten your bag. My eighth lesson is that we humans are very adaptable. We have learned to adapt ourselves. Flexibility is something which we have in us, that we adapt ourselves to every situation. We cribbed and cried when the lockdown happened, but we adjusted. We have survived. So human beings are adaptable to any situation. We are strong enough. We can do it. So that is 6th, 7th, 8th. The 9th lesson is be grateful for what you have. Don't think that it is my right. Be grateful for the food on your plate, the chat on your head, the air you're breathing, the protection you have. There are so many people who don't have what you have, and would give anything to have what you have. So be very, very grateful what God has given you. Um, uh, that don't take it for granted, and don't think that it is your right. The 10th lesson is that it has taught us to be more health conscious. We all have started eating sensibly. We have all started taking care of our personal hygiene, washing our hands, wearing masks, eating proper food, building our immunity. So it has taught us to look after our health. And in that rat race before this pandemic, we were all running around. There was no time for eating, sleeping, exercising. Now people take out time to do that because they have understood health is very, very important. The 11th lesson is that a lot of people hate cooking, even I hated it, but it has given me the joy of cooking. Being at home, being in lockdown, how do I pass my time? So it gave me creativity, and I started cooking, and I had joy in cooking. It was like meditation. And feeding my family with those special dishes and seeing them relish it actually gave me so much of joy. So it has taught me the joy of cooking. The next 13th lesson it has taught me is a very, very close bond with the family. How many of us used to actually sit together, eat together, share a day together, do activities together? But now this lockdown has brought the families together. Of course, there are exceptions. There are so many families where staying in a little cocoon has created a lot of violence and anger and so much of resentment between the partners and the family. But majority of the people have actually learned to enjoy family time. They say the family who eats together stays together. So we have learned the thickness, blood का जो कहते हैं ना, the blood is thicker than water. We are there for each other. We are looking out for each other. So it has taught us to appreciate our family. The next lesson is that it has made so many of us tech savvy. We didn't know Zoom, we didn't know these technical things. But so many of us are now technical savvy, and all those people who hated being on computer, who hated being on Zoom and didn't understand technology, now understand it better. They have understood how to be tech savvy, how to stay connected with people, with office, blah blah blah. So it's a wonderful thing. It has also given us time to upgrade ourselves. Since there were no office or we were working from home, we had ample time to learn new skills. I learnt a lot. It's taught us so many ways to learn new skills, new things, which we can implement in our life when we go ahead and face the normal life again. We are more qualified now. And also it has taught us to appreciate nature. People have started gardening, kitchen gardens have come up, organic farming has come up, because as I said, we have become very, very health conscious. So, as I said, so much has been taken away by this corona, but so much has also been given to us by this corona. And if I actually look at the lighter side of it, didn't we ask for it situation? So many of us always said, काश मैं घर से काम करती, काश मेरे हस्बैंड ऑफिस ना जाते, बच्चे कहते थे काश मुझे स्कूल नहीं जाना पड़ता, ओल्ड पेरेंट्स कहते थे काश हमारे बच्चे घर पे ही हमारे साथ रहें. We used to ask for it, and now that we have it, we are cribbing and crying. Well, that was on the lighter note. I know it is hard. So many of us have lost our loved ones. It is such a tragedy. So many of us have lost our jobs. As I said, each and everyone has been affected. But as they say, in every situation in life, there is always a lesson. So I hope and I pray that we learn these lessons, and as we move ahead, the vaccine comes in, and slowly as we go back to normal life, let's not take a U-turn back to what we were. Let's move ahead in a straight line with a clear heart, clear mind, lot of love, lot of respect, and living for every person, giving space to this on this planet for each and every one. So before we go ahead in life, let's take a note and see what are the things I want to carry forward in life and what are the things I need to drop before I move ahead. If you have any special lessons you have learned from this situation, do share them with me in the messages. Let me also learn and let others also learn some of the lessons. So till I meet you again, God bless you all. Stay safe, stay positive, and may God bless you all. Thank you for being there, and I'll see you all very soon.